Yeah, Huples cat, I'm going for a walk in the forest. Come along. It's +4 centigrade today and the animals are enjoying it. They're out and about and eating the seed. Our snowpack, as you can see, has shrunk considerably. This is way down on what it should be at this time of year. No surprise we're getting a bit of a thaw, but by Friday night it'll drop to -19 centigrade again. And that's the pattern, that's been the pattern for ages. Hotter than it should be, down to seasonal. It makes snowshoeing, skiing, going on lakes, going on beaver ponds, even walking through the forest really difficult. The difference between 6 inches of mostly wet snow and 4 foot of mostly powder snow is huge. The thaw-freeze cycle is really harsh on the animals and on the trees. But they have to make do. Even in the forest it's still +4 centigrade. Pretty sure that's Fox. Probably coming down here to get some water. Found something that excited it. Generally at this time of year this would be completely full of snow, you couldn't see it, and it certainly wouldn't be open water. And you can see what we're dealing with here. We have snow that's wet to about that deep, and then it hits ice that's about that deep. Well, I have to admit it's an absolute gorgeous day, and I've been using a t-shirt just to walk the dog around the property. We need a lot more snow than this to store the water up for the hot part of the year. Just haven't got it this year. And the last few years have been pretty dismal for snowfall. Deer tracks. I'll show you what I mean. At this time of year I should be using snowshoes. I should not be able to walk across this. Of course, what I'm experiencing here is weather, not climate. But my weather is also dependent on the global climate. And what we do know for a fact, since the 18th century we've pumped a huge amount of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and we know that entraps heat. The big question of 2024 is, have we gone through the tipping points? Have we melted enough fresh water into the atmosphere to entrap even more heat? What we do know, since the 18th century, we're up almost 2 centigrade. That may not sound significant to you, but it is. Have we reached the point where the ice and snow that's melting and the sea that's evaporating into the atmosphere, entrapping heat like the carbon dioxide does? Have we reached the point where we're going to get accelerated climate change? According to the data I looked at in 2012, we have. I figure we had until 2026 before we had climate change globally that would trigger massive famines globally. I'm getting hot. Now hold on, Huples, didn't you do a whole bunch of videos in 2022 talking about drought in the West? I did. And this year they've had huge rainfalls and snowfalls in some places. But if you look at the overall picture, it's drought in British Columbia. We may get a few years where it's benign, but I wouldn't count on it. Wherever you are, have a good look, have a good think. Are the rivers and lakes near you going to flood? They may not have flooded in your lifetime, but conditions are going to be radically different. When we have extremes of temperature and water and snow and ice now, it's going to be much more extreme and also much more frequent. I could insert an unnecessary babble about we can fix this, we can mitigate this, but I don't actually believe it. I think the capitalist system's incapable of responding to an existential threat, and this is one. There's some great fire tinder. Even up here in the shadows, it's easy to walk with boots on, it's not even that deep. So you can call me a climate alarmist because it's alarming to me. And many of my viewers support channels like Environmental Coffee House, where Sandy often brings you the latest research and what's actually going on. But a fair number of you do not believe in human-caused climate change. I commend you on the strength of your belief without evidence. In all honesty, it's pretty clear what is going on is fundamentally changing our climate. You have to prepare for that. Just to wish it away isn't a good thing to do. Got to make sure you can have clean water, got to make sure you're going to have food, got to make sure you're secure. Security is where your house is, not just having a gun. So if the AMOC stops in the North Atlantic, goodbye winters in England, it's going to be pretty unlivable. The fact is, we know that's going to happen this year or sometime in the next 100 years. We know that. And we are doing absolutely nothing to stop it happening. We have a beautiful planet and it's going to be here long after we're gone. Human-caused climate change eventually will work its way through this ecosystem, and the ecosystems will change utterly but survive. I highly doubt humanity will. The fossil record clearly shows that large vertebrates like us tend not to survive huge climate change, either huge quick cold or huge quick heating. And the current heating we are causing is 1,000 times faster than the extinction event heating in the past. And you can see that it's getting treacherous to walk on, but it is beautiful. That's it from me from the zone. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's very beautiful. Get out there and enjoy nature, but try not to impact nature in harmful ways as far as you can. And be aware of the fact the ecosystem doesn't care whether you live or die, which is fine. The problem is we don't seem to care whether we live or die either. Still 4 degrees centigrade. Toodles! This video has been brought to you by a somewhat reluctant terrier to go outside 2024 production. Go on, Wolfie. Good boy. It's a beautiful day. I know, it's wet. You'll be okay.